God bless you. Share this video with someone and be a blessing. All right. I made a post about this, and I just felt in my spirit to do a video about it. Now, if you are listening to me and you came from a family where um, there are negative patterns and negative cycles, let me explain what I mean. Negative patterns and negative cycle is when you notice that in your family negative things happen. Maybe people die young, people get sick easily, causes misfortune, stagnation. Um, and you notice that this is not just God testing you or God trying to put you through a trial for a season. You see, when a trial or a test passes a certain duration, it becomes a curse. You know, there are people that will say, God is testing me, it's my trial season. Sometimes you need to ask yourself whether it's a curse that's, there are people that are cursed, they have generational curse on them and they don't even know. So they think probably God is testing them. So, but let me explain what I mean. If you notice that in your family, there are negative patterns, people don't progress, a certain area of your life in your family is locked up. Maybe stagnation, maybe barrenness. People get married, they don't have children. People don't even get married easily. Women are passing the age of marriage, they don't get married. Men are stagnated, nothing is working, misfortune, sickness. And this is not happening to one person, it's happening to multiple people. Let me tell you, when more than two people in a family are experiencing the same negative thing, there is a spirit behind it. Let me say it again. When more than two people in a family have the same negative experience, more than two, there is a spirit behind it. There was an altar that was raised, a negative altar. There's a demon behind it. You come to a family, more than two women are barren, something is wrong in that family. You come to a family, ladies are up to the age of marriage and they're not getting married, something is wrong in that family. You come to a family, men don't progress, not even one person. Not one person is financially stable among all the men. Something is wrong in that family. A family where more than two people are experiencing the same negative thing, negative pattern, negative cycle, misfortune, miscarriage. They will become pregnant, go through miscarriage, and it's happening to more than two people in that family. Something is wrong in that family, and it calls for urgent spiritual attention. Now, some of you that have natural wisdom, you see, there's something we call natural wisdom. You might listen to this video and say, it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter. Is it not? Hold on, please. Hold on. Sorry, I got interrupted by a call. So you came from a family where more than two people are experiencing the same negative experience, the same negative pattern, almost happening to three people in the family. Listen, let me tell you, sometimes you need to go to your father and even ask your father a question. You see, some of us, we don't know our history. Sometimes you need to go to your grandparents and actually ask questions. Sometimes you need to ask, what is the meaning of our surname in this family? Some of you came from a family where they say a particular tree in your compound, nobody should cut it down. A particular tree. And that tree has been there for years. And they will tell you, don't cut it down, don't cut it, leave it there. And the tree is obstructing movement, is in the way of people. And they say, don't cut it down. Some of you came from a family where a particular calabash or a pot, somewhere in the family, they say, don't touch it. And you can buy a better thing, to decorate the family or whatever. They say, don't touch it, just leave it there. Some of you listening to me, there are ancient materials and ancient items in your village house And anytime you want to go and remove that thing, they will tell you, don't remove it, leave it the way it is. It has been there before you were born. It has been there before your mother was married. Just leave it there. Leave it there for us. You need to start probing people. Start asking questions. See, if you don't ask questions, you will not get answer. Let me say it again. If you don't ask questions, you don't get answer. When something negative is happening in your family over and over, a cycle of miscarriage, a cycle of untimely death, a cycle of barrenness, a cycle of poverty from generation to generation, a cycle of sickness, the same kind of sickness, a cycle of tragedy. People die from accidents all the time in their family. Just a pattern and a cycle. You should come to a point where you sit down and you ask questions. You call for a meeting. You summon people for a meeting. Say, we need to talk in this family. There's something happening here that shouldn't be happening. Listen, some of you don't even know the meaning of your second name. You are answering a name and you don't know the meaning of the name. You know, some people, I say this video will not be long. Listen, let me tell you. I'm passionate about families. Most of you notice that most of my videos is always about family life because I love family. You know, I'm doing my master's program on a particular course, and I want to measure on I love family. And I hate when the devil is tormenting a family. I know when the devil is tormenting a family. I can tell. I can smell torment. When 2 or 3 people in a family are barren, that family is under a bondage. When 2 or 3 people in a family keep having miscarriage, that family is under a bondage. When more than 2 people in a family are struggling, having the same experience, the same pattern of negative experience, that family needs urgent spiritual attention. And sometimes you need to even ask, was there an altar raised? A demonic altar. Some of you came from a family. Some people came from a family that worship idol. Your forefathers worshipped idol, and you didn't know that they worshipped idol. You didn't know. But you are answering a surname that has a connection to idol. Sometimes, some people even have a mark on their body, and they don't know what that mark means. They just have a mark, and they tell you, leave it there. Just leave the mark there. A particular tree in your house, in your village house, nobody goes there. A particular room, nobody enters the room. A particular item, they tell you, leave it the way it is. Our forefathers kept it there. Just leave it there for us. You need to be smart too. You need to be wise and ask questions. When a family is going through stagnation, that family need to ask questions. When people are dying young in a family, you need to ask questions. When people are getting married and they are not having children, you need to ask questions. When people don't even get married, you enter a family, you see fine girls, nobody's getting married. You need to ask questions. People go to school, come out, no job, loitering in a family, no breakthroughs. You need to ask questions. There's always a spirit behind it. Sometimes call your father, sit down with him and ask him questions. Excuse me. Probably there was a question your father did not ask his own father. And it's important that, let me say this and I will end this video. Most of you won't like what I'm about to say, but I will say it. I think that every family in Africa should call for land cleansing. Whether your forefathers worship idol or not, just call for family liberation. Be on a better side and just do it. If you have not done it, do it. All right? There are things I cannot share here, but if you're observing a negative pattern in your life, you will just become pregnant, and a dark image, a figure will enter your room at night. Then you go through miscarriage, and your sister is saying the same thing, and your other sister is saying the same thing. 3 of you are having the same experience. Every time somebody takes sin, a figure will visit you, and you go through miscarriage. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. You need to call for family prayers. Get a genuine man of God who knows what he's doing, not just people who are looking for money. Listen, A real man of God will not ask you for money to pray this prayer. A genuine man of God will never ever call money to come and pray for your family. Never ever. If he's a genuine man of God, he will never ask you for money. A man that is into family deliverance, called by God, anointed by God, get a man of God to come to your family house and pray for that family and cleanse the land. Something is wrong with that family. If you're observing a negative pattern in your family and you are keeping quiet, you will just, with your eyes open, the devil will wipe out your generation. He will just wipe your generation with your eyes open. You'll be watching. With all your smartness, he will just wipe. You see, people will go to school, get PhD, no job. Doctorate, no job. Nobody's making any progress. And you even ask yourself, your surname, what is the meaning? Some of you need to go and change your name and get a better name, because your name is a covenant. You don't know that your name is a spirit. Your name is a covenant. Go through the Bible. When God enters into covenant with anybody, he will change their name immediately. Don't you read your Bible? When God entered into covenant with Abraham, he changed his name. When God entered into covenant with Jacob, he changed his name. When God called Paul, he changed his name. God changes the name of people for a reason, because a name is a covenant, and there's a spirit behind every covenant. You need to raise a better altar. Some of you, what is happening to you was an altar. Your forefathers raised an altar, idol, to protect you. Now your forefather is no longer there. Your grandfather is no longer there. And the idol is asking for blood. The idol is looking for sacrifice. Nobody is offering sacrifice. You are now born again. Well, you have to go and confess and denounce what your forefathers did and destroy the altar. If you have not done that, you better go and do that. Else, with your eyes open, the devil will wipe your generation. And the annoying part, the bitter part is your next generation and your third generation. Nobody will tell them. So they will be suffering and they don't know why they are suffering. Nobody will tell them what happened. Except they meet a prophet who will give them a prophecy of what happened years ago. I want to encourage you. If there's a negative pattern in your family, go and deal with it. Negative pattern of barrenness, negative pattern of sickness, untimely death, miscarriages, people dying young, mysterious sicknesses, poverty, misfortune, go and deal with it. Else, you will stay there and you think it's God that is trying to test you. Some of you think God is testing you, putting you through a test so he can bless you. The Bible said in the book of Peter, after you have suffered for a while, so there is a length to it. If you suffer for more than a while, it's a curse. Yes. If you stay in the same position from year to year, you are not making a progress, stagnated, something is wrong. Go and deal with it. You need to raise a new altar, a new covenant need to be established with the blood of Jesus. God bless you.